Hey everyone, so as you can see behind me, it's almost time for Howl-O-Scream already. It's already September, so I'm really looking forward to that starting. It hasn't started yet. It'll be starting in about a week from the time this video is being recorded. We're going to go into the park and take a look and see if they have any decorations up, get you ready for the Howl-O-Scream season. It's also the last weekend of Bier Fest, so we're going to take a quick look at that, even though by the time this video is posted, Bier Fest will be over, but we'll see what they had to offer this year. Too bad it was such a short year for Bier Fest. I don't understand why, but we'll also go in and see if there are any updates, anything that's changed aside from addition of Howl-O-Scream decor since the last time we were here in August. So let's head on in. Busch Gardens has already changed their centerpiece as soon as you enter the park to this beanstalk looking vine here. It has a Jack the Ripper wanted poster on it, which alludes to Ripper Row, which is in England just past here. Nice big gator and some jack-o'-lanterns. They also have meat market specials, 5 fingers for $5, which I think is a pretty good deal. But Jen reminded me that 5 fingers back in my day was only about 25 cents, so inflation. But around the back, they have some more jack-o'-lanterns, as well as another Jack the Ripper poster, and a little tiny snake. They also have a photo opportunity right near the entrance. Fear the 5 here. I assume you're supposed to stand with all the bugs here. This is an awesome display. I assume they're referencing both the 5 haunted houses that they have for Haunt, as well as their old slogan, Fear the 5, back when they only had 5 thrilling coasters here, but they've expanded well past that at this point. The main entrance of the Emporium is already adorned with Howl-O-Scream merchandise. There's a very purple selection of a kind of Zodiac horoscope sort of set of merchandise. And they have some more standard Halloween and Howl-O-Scream items around other parts of the room. Here's some more purple items. I guess purple is going to be the main color scheme of this year. They brought back the rainbow colored paint splattered look that they've been using for the last couple of years. This shirt, I believe, is exactly the same one that they've been selling for a couple of Howl-O-Screams. They also have the No-Boo necklaces for sale now. If you don't want to be scared walking through a scare zone, you can buy this. The No-Boo necklace is no price, at least not one that I can see. I would guess it's probably $10 or less, but I don't see a price right now. Keep in mind that these will not work inside the houses, only in the scare zones. They have a new fogging and light up skull necklace. That's pretty awesome that it has its own fog machine inside. That's a really nice touch. Howl-O-Scream drink bottles, drink bottle holders, and another shirt, kind of like the rainbow colored shirt, only actually bloody. Skull jacket. This red tie-dye Howl-O-Scream shirt, a couple of other non-logo shirts. Here's all of the locations that do Howl-O-Scream, both at SeaWorld and at Busch Gardens. So it's kind of cool that they list all of them on here. They have this black jersey. This is a pretty cool shirt. I might get this one. They didn't have this one last year. I also wanted to mention that this house in particular, Lost Mines The Descent, is replacing the Inferno this year where Escape from Pompeii is located. So this is a brand new house. And some other decals, patches. These are fans. I know a lot of the scare actors here like to use these fans for noise purposes to scare people. This shirt in particular is $36.99, so pretty much the same as most theme park shirts. They also have these large plastic water bottles that look kind of like a Ouija board with skulls at the top. Those water bottles are $19.99. Some of the Howl-O-Scream pins are available now as well. I'm assuming they will release more as the event gets closer because that's what they did last year, but here's a look at the selection of pins that they have this year. This one is retired but still for sale. I'm assuming several of these were also available last year. Some of them look familiar, like this one, this broom looks familiar. Pumpkin, these multiple colored skeletons. Monster Stomp. Then they have these giant billboards, which are cool. It's actually, the sign will come off of the place that it's sitting on top of, so they can it's technically two separate pins, which is pretty cool. They also have these clowns. And they also have a set of Howl-O-Scream blind boxes available. The blind boxes are $29.99 a piece. And inside there are 2 pins available out of this set of 13, with one of them being the chaser. They're technically all chasers in this box because they don't actually show you what any of the pins look like. Let's go take a look inside the sweet shop in England to see if they've added any Halloween themed sweets. There are gourmet apples in here that are themed like jack-o'-lanterns and zombies. I especially like the eyes of the zombie. Next to that, they have a general cookies and cream apple. I think they missed a good chance to call it cookies and scream. As you're making your way towards Scotland, they've already hung up the spooky figures that they have each year along this walkway. This was the area that had the rainbow-colored kites hanging above you during the summer months. They've added the cemetery sign in front of the pens for the Clydesdales and the sheep. I bet this looks nice at night. We'll have to come back here later in the day and see how it looks all lit up. But directly behind that is the bridge that takes you into Ireland. As they do every year around Howl-O-Scream time, they've brought back the signage on the bridge that tells the story of Jack. The sign on the left here, you can see a good picture of Jack holding his jack-o'-lantern. And then beyond that is a sign that actually gives the story of Jack. Irish folklore tells us that a legendary trickster named Jack dared to outwit anyone, including the devil. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you want to read it, feel free to pause the video and check out the story for yourself. Inside of Ireland proper, the sky is adorned with all manner of jack-o'-lanterns all the way down the walkway, heralding Jack showing up in here at nighttime during Howl-O-Scream. And as you can see in the distance, one place in particular, the snack place, has a giant pumpkin on top of it. There's an even larger pumpkin behind the Dublin Over stage. This is the area where Jack will appear when the show happens at night. Celtic Fire is already done for the year. There's a sign on the wall of the theater saying Celtic Fire will return in 2024. The centerpiece of France is gone now, making way for the future installation of the giant bloody body part filled cake for the scare zone that's over here. Looking forward to that. There will also be some body parts in these plants over here, most likely, if it's anything like last year. Although they have yet to add the cake at the entrance to France, they've added the guillotine here for a nice photo op. The guillotine is located right near the Fries Garage, where you see the Cabinet d'Autograph. Griffin Gifts is ready for Halloween. They have mostly kid-themed Halloween items, but not entirely. They have these 2 popcorn bucket designs, as well as a kid's Race You to the Candy shirt of a turtle. And Pumped for Candy. This is a very small shirt, so this is a very little kid design. Around the side, they have more of the purple mugs and the Nobu necklaces. Here's a look at the Fogging Skull. This one is actually turned on so you can see how it reacts. The light flashes as you move. Well, not necessarily as you move, the light just flashes as it's turned on. Different colors. The back corner has the more adult shirts, adult-sized shirts, 6 different designs, including this Future Ghost shirt, which I really like, aren't we all? And the opposite side of the central display has these rainbow-colored skull tumblers, some patches, a bat design reusable tote, a lanyard, the big black water bottles, and a green version of the candy bucket. New France is where they have the meat market scare zone, and although they don't have a lot of Howl-O-Scream decorations around this area just yet, they have started hanging up the meat hooks from tree to tree and building to building in the area. Okay, it looks like they might actually have a few of the meat market pieces of scenery up right now. They have the meat market van ready to go. Anything in the front seat? Yep, they have the bags in the front seat. Looking forward to opening day of Howl-O-Scream so we can see this at its fullest. It's nice to meet you. They've switched out all the light bulbs on the bridge to red to continue the red theme of the meat market. The 2 lights out in front are clearly red, but then as we get closer to the bridge, you can see the lights up above are red as well. They have the entrance to Germany ready for the Scary Tales scare zone. This is typically my favorite scare zone around this park, so I'm really looking forward to them doing more, adding more decorations and whatnot. On the opposite side of the entrance, it looks like a mermaid got caught in the ropes. The Father Time gift shop has a pretty awesome display at the entrance for Halloween. The items that are for sale don't look like they're much different from what was available in the Emporium, with a couple of small exceptions, but the way they have it set up, especially with what they did to the light above, is pretty cool looking. Jen did find this wine glass. Jack-o'-lantern wine glass. That one's pretty cool. How much is that? Do you see a price on it? Let's see. The glass is if I can get it to focus, it is $36.99. They also have a Bride of Frankenstein design. She's holding up 2 different beakers, a test tube and a beaker, I should say. There are 3 different rooms inside of Father Time Gifts. The middle room is typically pretty sparse on things to buy, but right now, interestingly enough, they have some jackets for Howl-O-Scream 2023. They have multiple different colors, and multiple different styles. This particular style is on sale right now for $39.99. They also have these hoodies. You can see there's green, red, white, black, navy blue, and orange. Those hoodies are also on sale for $29.99, so that's a great deal for a hoodie. I assume Little Miss Muffet is going to find her way here at some point once Howl-O-Scream starts. The walkway toward the Fest House has purple light bulbs in the lamps, and they have the specters that you see on Dark Coaster hanging from the lamps. So they've really gone all in on the Dark Coaster theming in this area for Howl-O-Scream. I really like this addition. That was a good idea. The Fest House is getting ready for the show Phantoms of the Fest House, which starts at the same time as Howl-O-Scream. This show was here last year, and we got a little video of it when we were here last year, but most of the music involved is copyrighted, so we probably won't be able to show too much of it. We'll try to get as much as we can. There is a selection of Howl-O-Scream merchandise inside of the Fest House. Most of it isn't much different from what they had in the Emporium. They do have this little syringe here, and they have some various shot glasses and water containers on the other side of this display of shirts. By the way, this shirt is the one that lists all of the Howl-O-Scream locations that we saw in the Emporium. On the other side are the 2 shirts that I think were not in the Emporium. This ice cream cone with a Howl-O-Scream logo. That shirt if there's a price tag on here, it's right here, is $39.99. And the other shirt that I didn't see over in the Emporium is this Three Nurses pink shirt. That shirt is $35.99. They do also have a small selection of Howl-O-Scream pins inside of the Fest House. Most of them we also saw inside the Emporium, but I don't believe we saw either of these two in here. The Crystal Ball pin is $12.99, and the pin right next to it is also $12.99. There it goes. They also have the Monster Stomp pin and some of the clowns that we saw over in the Emporium. Although the show hasn't officially started yet, here's a look at the Phantoms of the Fest House stage. They have the boxes on the left and right of the stage highlighted in purple, and at the top, the chandelier is covered in skulls now. There's a sign in front of Revolt that says, "Please pardon our dust. The attraction is closed while we prepare for Howl-O-Scream." But I don't think that this is closed just for Howl-O-Scream. I heard that they were repainting the track, so it's actually down for that purpose. Maybe also because of Howl-O-Scream, but also they're repainting the track, so maybe it's a dual purpose. And you can see the gift shop is also closed. All the monitors are turned off. Nothing is available to buy. So I heard that it would be reopening around Howl-O-Scream time. Let's see if that actually happens. This lift/cherry picker in the center of the track has me more convinced than ever that the work that they're doing on the track of Verbolten won't be completed by the time the Howl-O-Scream starts. Walking through the walkways through Italy, they put up some Halloween-themed garlands going the length of the walkway with the big skulls in the center looking down on everybody. This area was where there was a photo op for grape stomping last time we were here. It's now a undisclosed booth, so we'll see what it is soon. Not a huge change, but they do have things hanging down over here, continuing to walk through Italy to get us ready for the Gorgon Gardens scare zone. They also have the area around the fountain walled off for now, so we'll see what they're going to be doing with that once Howl-O-Scream starts. Probably a large Gorgon statue. Inside of Tempesta Gifts, there are a few more Howl-O-Scream gifts. They have these bottle holders that we saw in the Emporium. A few different things too. They also have a photo holder, some mugs and shot glasses. These, what I assume is a towel, I think. Yeah, it looks like a towel. The towel is, since Jen's already grabbing the price tag, it is $14.99. And they have green water bottles at the bottom. I don't think we saw any green water bottles elsewhere. They also have a few of the shirt designs that we also saw in the Emporium. The back side of the display has some mugs, but more importantly it has this giant Howl-O-Scream banner, which is $69.99. This banner is probably one of the cooler Howl-O-Scream things I've seen here this year. It's still a work in progress at this point, but Bella Casa is in the progress of transforming itself to be very spooky during Howl-O-Scream. They have these decorations on the walls, and the upper reaches of the shelves are decorated like a cemetery of sorts. I really enjoy the way that they do this store over Howl-O-Scream. There's not much to it at the moment, but I'm expecting them to do more by the time Howl-O-Scream starts. So we got some of the blind boxes, and here is what the pins actually look like. Here's an example of some of them. Chester, Conroy, and Jack have a purple border, and the picture is also purple. Then there's the Trickster and the Zombie are yellow. And we got Vlad, who is red. I noticed, interestingly, on the side of the box, there is this ring that has purple, red, and yellow on the side, so I'm assuming that all the pins are divided up among those 3 categories. Here's a look at one of them in my hand for size reference. They are actually pretty substantial, and the weight is pretty high too. It's a good size pin, so the boxes themselves are all pretty heavy. And speaking of pins, here's a look at our member pin and plate for the month of September. For the plate, well, since Jen picked the plate up first, for the month of September, the plate is the Busch Gardens Railway. Just like all of the other plates, this one is $5. I love the roller coaster that they have in the background. I wonder if one of those, probably the one on the left, is Invader, since the train goes right by Invader at one point. For the pin, the month of September member pin is Le Scoot. The Le Scoot pin is $11.99. It's kind of plain, but you can see the saw blade and the Le Scoot sign. It looks kind of like the one at the entrance to the ride, so I guess it's not too terribly bad. At Bier Fest, there is a Bier Fest sampler. The Bier Fest sampler is $40 and will get you 10 6-ounce craft brews or 7-ounce cocktails, and you can get them at any of these 8 locations. So there's a nice variety of places you can visit all around the park to use your sampler. Not surprisingly, there are a whole bunch of craft beers for Bier Fest at Grogan's. They also have, for $13.99 a cocktail, a Beer Rita, which I believe is exclusive to this location. Right next to the Germany Welcome Center / gigantic cuckoo clock is the stage for the live music for Bier Fest. The bands rotate throughout Bier Fest. As of today, it looks like the band performing is the Happy Dutchman. 4 show times at 11:30, 1:30, 3:30, and 5:30. Leaving Germany and heading toward Oktoberfest, you come to Bier Row, which has a selection of beers which are on the TV back here. You can see this is the entire list. The TV does not rotate, so you can take a look at what they have available. So we were given a voucher for a free Bier Fest beer. Jen chose to get the 2 Silos Pumpkin Ale. She said that the beer is very pumpkin forward, not actual pumpkin spice forward like most pumpkin drinks, but actual pumpkin forward. So it's a little bit drier than you would expect, but she really enjoyed it. She gave it a thumbs up. Der Marktplatz has some Bier Fest merchandise. It looks like it's much the same that they had last year. They have some beer mug glasses, some baseball caps. I want to say pint glasses, but these are too big. You'll have to let me know what these glasses are actually called. But they have a beer mug Oktoberfest hat and the Bier Fest shirt. Bier Fest ring or tee, I should say. This t-shirt, let me see, does the t-shirt have a price on it? Oh, here it is. The t-shirt is $39.99. Barcastle is another of the Bier Fest locations. They have a few different beers on tap, and they also have some special cocktails that are only available here. The Dark Coaster Punch, Spiked Lemonade, the Dark and Stormy, and a Mojito, as well as Coke products and Dasani. I see that they got rid of the Mixgetränk, however you say that German word, drink that they had here. So I don't know if it will return after Bier Fest or not. Directly in front of the Fest House is the Craft Bar. They also have a selection of craft beers for either $12.99 or $14.99 depending on size. And they have some unique cocktails. They have a Royal Cran Apple and a Banana Lime Lager. Each one $13.99. And over here you can take a look. These are the beers that they have on tap at this location. It's a little bit glary. The bottom 2 are 3 Notched Local Lager and Sly Clyde Cider Works Submersive. And the top one is the Virginia Beer Company Freeverse. The other side of the same bar has a different selection of beers. Here is a look at what's on the other side. They don't list the cocktails, but I believe that they also sell them on this side as well because the sign out in the front still lists them. The small bar inside of the Fest House is a Bier Fest location. They serve a special pretzel in here, as you can see from the sign. The pretzel is $12.99. And in addition to their craft beers on tap, they have a pumpkin orchard cocktail, Angry Orchard spiked with pumpkin spice cocktail. Not surprisingly, the Brow House is part of Bier Fest. They have their normal listing of several beers here. This is our usual go-to place to grab some beers. So as you can see, like everywhere else, they're $12.99 or $14.99. You can also get the beer sampler here. While we're looking at this beer sampler sign, I wanted to mention that because you get 10 samples, it breaks down to $4 a sample, which is about a third of the price of a regular beer, a little less than a third. And the cups that you get are about a third of the cup that you would get if you bought a full-size beer. So you're really not saving any money. It's just good for people who don't know what they like and want to try a bunch of different things for a lesser price. Here's a look at a selection of the beers that are on tap right now at the Brow House. This isn't an exhaustive list, but it rotates too slowly, so I'm going to stop right there. The Iceland's Freeze location is another Bier Fest location. They have several craft beers as well. They have many cocktails here compared to other stations. They have a Pina Colada, Bahama Mama, Strawberry Daiquiri, Peach Bellini, Blue Crush, and a Frozen Larry's Lemonade. I'm not sure whether all of the cocktails at all of the Bier Fest places are frozen, but I know for sure that all of these are frozen. The drinks come out, the cocktails come out of the machines back here that are essentially like icy machines. We were wondering in a previous video if the raised platform underneath the spot where Mock Tower used to be would become a stage, and now we have confirmation it is in fact a stage. Right now they have live music for Bier Fest. Broke Royals at 12, 2, 4, and 6 performs on this stage in the middle of the food area where Mock Tower used to be. Next to the stage, October Taps is reopened. They have a selection of beers, and interestingly enough, you can walk up to the tap yourself and get the beer that you would like to try. They have 12 different stations you can stop at to get your beer. There's also a second little bar in the back of the area where Mock Tower used to be, serving beers from Wasserhund Brewing Company and also the St. George Brewing Company. So they feature two separate breweries with multiple beers from each on tap. These two breweries, the breweries that are available here, have been rotating throughout the event, and these are the two that happen to be here this weekend, the Wasserhund and the St. George Brewing Company. So after our trip to Knott's Berry Farm and being surrounded by all the boysenberries, Jen thought that it would be interesting to try the Unleashed Boysenberry Gose from Wasserhund. So here's a look. It's actually kind of boysenberry color. You wouldn't even know it was a beer. It almost seems like a carbonated juice just looking at it, but Jen's gonna take a drink. So after drinking some of the beer, Jen said it has a hint of sour to it. It should have been more sour than that, but it has a hint of sour, and then it hits you with a berry flavor. The funny thing about berry is that Jen is very particular about her berry flavor. Some she likes, some she doesn't. After everything that we had in Knott's Berry Farm, she enjoyed the boysenberry stuff there, but this ended up being not to her liking for some reason. It's not. She emphasized that it's not the beer's fault, but it's still a good beer for somebody who likes berry flavor, but it's not really her sort of thing. If you watched our penny press video, you saw the disclaimer at the very beginning that mentioned that the penny presses were in Philadelphia being refurbished. The one in the UK used to be located in between these two awnings of the Emporium here. It's back in the park now near the Globe Theater. Right in front of the Globe Theater, and here's how the refurbished penny press looks. The penny designs are still exactly the same, but now it accepts dollar bills and cards. You'll get all four coins if you swipe your card. It's $4 now, and you get, so it's $1 a coin. You'll get all four of them at the same time. They still have the crank handle though, which I find to be interesting. They don't just drop it out like some of the more modern penny presses do. There's nothing Halloween themed going on over in Scotland, which we pretty much expected that would be the case, but I wanted to come over here to Loch Ness Monster to mention, and if you haven't already heard, that this is going to be undergoing a major refurbishment next year, so it's going to be down for most or all of the season. Right now though, obviously it's still running well. The Griffin Penny Press, which used to be inconveniently located right next to the Griffin lockers, is now on the opposite side of that same room. So now it is much easier to access rather than being over this way where people have a tendency to stand and block it. They're currently running empty boats on Lascoot. We were just at the entrance and the ride was closed. Now I see why. Hopefully because they're running boats, they'll open it later today. A fun little feature that we stumbled across in the Father Time gift shop. You can create your own unique plush for $22. You can choose from any one of the plushes on this shelf. They have wolves, red pandas, they have a moose and a dinosaur, and I'm assuming these rainbow colored bears are also included. And you can choose one of two hoodie designs to put on them. The red panda here is modeling one. It says #1 friend with the Busch Gardens logo. And they also have a general Busch Gardens logo on a camo hoodie that you can also choose. Here's a look at your obligatory Dark Coaster wait time for today at about 12:30. The wait time is 2 hours. Inside the Dark Coaster gift shop, I'm not entirely sure whether or not this shirt design is new. I don't remember seeing it, but it's here for $32.99, as Jen's showing you. And also, this shirt is not new, this child-size shirt. However, I neglected to flip the shirt around. As you can see, Jen's showing the price is $27.99 for this child shirt, but the back side of the shirt has something on it that says "Escape the Storm." I don't know how I never bothered to flip that around before. Although the Fest House has had mobile ordering for a couple of months now, they put a sign out in the front now that lets you know that you can express order pizza. I assume that they have more varieties of pizza than just the cheese that they show in this picture, but if you want to find out for yourself, you can check out this QR code right here. Scan that QR code and you can mobile order some pizza. The penny press in the Fest House is right back where it always was, but it has definitely been upgraded with the card reader and the dollar bill reader. It looks like the bottom might have been improved, but otherwise it's basically exactly the same. I did realize earlier why they moved the locations of the penny presses. Now that they have electronic parts, they need to be near an outlet, and some of them weren't prior to this. Near the car at the entrance to Verbolten is now the Verbolten penny press. This was at the entrance to Verbolten, at the exit to Verbolten. Now it's moved to the entrance. And if you can see, of note, they have a new penny, the Dark Coaster penny. So we'll have to look into getting that one at some point. We don't have a dollar bill right now. When we do, we'll definitely be looking into that. And they have the Verbolten picture down at the bottom. Finally, it looks like some progress is being made on the bridge between Oktoberfest and Italy. The side that is facing Verbolten looks like it's nearly done. There's even the sign that says Ponte della Cordo. You can see all the scrim is gone. You can see the stone, well, the fake stone walls that they put up here. There's still some construction going on the other side, some scaffolding. But for the most part, it looks like this side is completely done. They put some foliage here, it looks really nice. The other side, unfortunately, still has all the scrim. You can see still the rock work on the other side, but there's still a ways to go apparently, since they didn't bother to take that scrim down yet. I didn't hear about this change, but Turkish Delight is another attraction to close while they prepare for Howl-O-Scream, or at least that's the claim. But it looks like, considering we're only a week away from Howl-O-Scream, it doesn't look like it's going to be up in time for Howl-O-Scream, I would guess. Not sure what exactly they're doing, but it looks like a complete refurbishment of the ride. The center teacup is all the way over to the side, or the center teapot is all the way over to the side here. I don't often do Pantheon wait time updates, but since we're over here, as of about 3:30 today, Pantheon's wait time is 75 minutes, so less than Dark Castle, but Dark Coaster, but not by much. Across from Escape from Pompeii, next to the photo booth over here, there was a penny press. They moved it to the other side of the store right here, and as expected, they added the card swipe and the dollar bill eater down here, but otherwise it looks relatively the same. But of note, they added a Pantheon penny that was not here before the refurbishment, so that makes 2 new pennies so far out of these machines that we've seen. The Sesame Street penny press has moved underneath of the awning for Abby-Cadabby's treasure trove. It used to be, when you first came into the Forest of Fun, you rounded a corner, it was right there. But here it is now in the corner of the store, Abby-Cadabby's treasure trove. It looks like they did a particularly good job redesigning this one. But it also looks like all 4 pennies that are in this machine are still the same, so nothing new here. Except for the squishy Oscar pillow. So that's everything new at Busch Gardens Williamsburg that we saw since the last time we visited. The video, I know, was a little bit all over the place, but we're sort of in between events, with Bier Fest ending this weekend and Howl-O-Scream starting next weekend, so we got to see a little bit of Bier Fest, a little bit of Howl-O-Scream. The penny presses are back with their pennies. So we had all kinds of things to show you. I hope you didn't mind that we were looking at a whole bunch of different things. If you enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel. Every like and subscribe to our channel is a big help. And also be sure to check out our Instagram page, which is appearing up in the top corner right now, where Jen's pointing approximately. And also be sure to check out our Threads page, which is appearing right below. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.